So, what's in the box?
Why don't you keep watching and find out?
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Pitzel Talk.
My name is Jake,
And I'm Luke.
and today we're going to be talking to you guys about something that's inside this box. What is it? What is it, Luke?
Let's open it up and find out.
Yeah, let's open it up and find out.
It
Oh,
is-
well, I don't know if you can even see it, but we have an envelope. That has nothing to do with what we're talking about
These
today.
are the
Oh.
the collector's box.
The collector's box for strategy guides of Zelda games, and that is
That should be our topic for today's video, strategy guides.
strategy guides. So, which one? I pulled out Skyward Sword strategy guides. So you take a look at it. You know, people are like, oh, you know, there's a bunch of different stuff. It's just telling you how to beat the games.
And it comes with a free 7-Eleven receipt.
That was my bookmark. But you know, strategy guides in general can be a little bit controversial.
Yeah,
When you
because-
say that you're using one, some people judge you.
Yeah, I feel like they kind of get a bad rap because it's like, you know, you buy the strategy guide and people are like, well, why would you want, you know, like, the game to tell you where everything is? Why would you want the game to tell you all the strategies?
Yeah. Well, you know what? Why would you cook a complicated cake without a cake recipe?
You know, that's a very good analogy. I
Yeah.
really like that.
Uh huh.
You know, it's kind of, I like to kind of equate it with building with Legos.
Yeah.
You know, you can just open the box and you can kind of build it yourself.
Or you could follow the step-by-step instructions and have fun doing it that way too. It's up to you.
I honestly feel like it's not a lesser experience, it's kind of a different experience.
And also another reason why I am a supporter of using strategy guides, and I've bought a ton of them. If it's a game I love, I'll most likely buy the guide for it, even if I don't need it. It's because I like 100%ing everything, and sometimes 100%ing something, like especially in RPGs, there's so many missable things that you just flat out wouldn't know about unless you had someone tell you.
Yeah, especially in open world games.
Yeah, totally.
And like
So-
in Zelda, I don't think you would have. I mean, you could have found all the hard pieces without it.
But it's hard to, especially in like Twilight Princess.
Skylight Princess, and that
Skylight-
Zelda game right there after
Yeah.
Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, Twilight Princess. How you have to get 5 pieces of heart.
Exactly.
So it's crazy. And yeah, I mean, it can be fun just to find them yourself, but you can save yourself a lot of time and a lot of searching by just, you know, like, oh, I want to look in the guide. And, oh, it's right there. Okay, so you walk over to that spot. You still get the same satisfaction by actually getting the piece of heart. And that's actually a really good example, because in Zelda guides specifically, always in the corner, it says how many heart pieces it recommends you have, which is really cool. I have no idea if you can see this or not, because we can't see ourselves when
Yeah,
we're
that was in
filming
the
the
that was
show.
in the Twilight Princess guide I got back in the day.
Yeah, that's the staple tradition that they always do for all the Zelda guides, and I like that a lot. And in general, like the Final Fantasy XII guide is one of my all-time favorites.
I mean, you need a guide for that.
You need a guide for that.
Well, you don't need it.
You don't
but
need
nope.
it. I did use it to beat the game actually, but it tells you about so many different side quests and stuff that you might just flat out not know about. Like there's a random side quest where you can deliver a small package to someone, and, and he'll thank you for it. He doesn't actually give you a reward. It's only for lore, or for like lore goodness. But yeah, I like it.
Imagine needing a guide in Final Fantasy X-2 to get that secret ending.
Mm-hmm. That's another thing. To getting the 100% ending, you literally have to use a guide for that, because if you like walk a little bit too far in some areas and like you miss something, then it's done. You got to restart the game.
They can't get it.
You can't get it. Or like in Lightning Return, to some of those really, really awful side quests, so that you have to do to level up. Oh man, that game. We're not talking about that game. We're talking about strategy guides in general. But there have also been some bad strategy guides that I've seen, and games that I would recommend you don't use them for. I don't think you should use them for every single game out there. Like,
I vaguely remember the Pokemon X and Y strategy guide having a lot of crap missing from it that's
Yeah.
like valuable information.
So that's actually a really good subject to touch upon. What Pokemon has done is sometimes they release like volume 1 of a guide, and then they go back and release a volume 2 later that's like more filled in, which I think is really dumb.
That's weird.
Why even buy volume 1? They did that for I had the Diamond and Pearl guide, and it was like this thick, like really thin. And then I also ended up getting the Pokemon Platinum guide back in the day, and that guide was a phone book. that guide was huge. Like, go, look it up online if you want to. It is like this big. It is like a.
Was it like the collector's edition one?
No, it was paperback. It was just a paperback guide. I have it at home somewhere. Like, nowhere near as big as this.
Oh, look at those shiny pages.
Oh, I know, those shiny pages. It's really, really beautiful. That's another thing I love about guides is the collector's value. Like, I own this. I probably spent about $100 on it. A little more than that, actually. And it was specifically because it came with a hardcover set of not only Skyward Sword, but Twilight Princess, Wind Waker, Phantom Hourglass, Ocarina of Time, not Majora's Mask, because it wasn't out at the time on 3DS yet. But regardless, it's just the collector's value. Sometimes you like having a guide, even if you don't necessarily need it. I have the guide for Dream Drop Distance.
Oh, you do, actually?
Yeah, I do. I've never once used it.
The Prima strategy guide?
It was Brady Games.
Oh, was it?
Brady Games, that's another topic I want to talk about. Strategy guides. Strategy guide brands. So there's a couple. There's Piggyback, Brady Games, Prima, and then whatever one that Nintendo uses. I think they make their own, or is that Prima?
Imagine having a job, like, writing strategy guides.
Yeah, actually, there's someone I knew, his name was I don't know him personally, his name was Absolute Steve. He made the guide I used for Final Fantasy VIII on GameFAQs, and I went back to that guide and he updated it saying, oh yeah, I don't make guides anymore because I'm actually working for a strategy guide company now.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, so that's like kind of cool.
You know what I also like?
What?
Before you buy a game, you look at the strategy guide, and you can judge by the thickness of the strategy guide, like how long of a game you're getting into.
Oh yeah, it's like, okay, this is a medium-sized game, maybe. Actually, this is pretty thick.
And then you look at the guide for like Skyrim or Fallout, and it's like a...
Oh man, it is huge. Or the Witcher 3 guide. If you've seen the Witcher 3 guide, it's a textbook. That's for sure.
Good old phone book there.
Yeah, but nothing will ever match how big the Pokemon Platinum guide was. It was because they had the entire Pokédex in there too, up to that point. So, and they had like a page for each one. And, like, it was crazy.
Another thing I wanted to talk about.
Uh-huh.
How do you think strategy guides like?
What?
How do you think strategy guides fare today with the advent of the internet? Like, oh, if you need to know something, you just look it up.
I think they work in tandem with each other because the strategy guide is the official guide, and they are known to get things wrong from time to time, so people can go and correct them. But then you could also go on GameFAQs or go on forums and start a discussion, but the strategy guide could also start that same discussion. And I think having a publication for your game that is all about like ways to beat your game and challenge yourself in that game is really cool. I think it's sort of like, all right, yeah, I mean, yeah, you know, you can get like an ebook, but books are cool too.
Yeah, that actually reminds me of a very fond memory I had. Back when I used to go over my dad's place all the time.
Yeah.
We played through Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 3, and Code Veronica, and Resident Evil 4.
Yeah.
And we played through all those games, and I would print out like GameFAQs guides, and as he was playing them, I would read the guide to him, and it was just a really fun experience.
Yeah, stuff like that. Actually, another good guide experience, not an official publication guide, but my one of the first friends I ever met on YouTube, his name is Ash10. He goes by Ash10X now because his original channel doesn't exist anymore. But he made the Final Fantasy XII Perfect Game Guide where you can get every item at the earliest possible. And I actually helped him make some videos for that way back in the day.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was
Do you
really
want to
fun.
link them right here?
Oh, no, they're old. Don't do it. I'm not going to link them because the Zodiac Age is coming out. You'll never find it. It's unlisted. Oh.
Oh. I could just go on your channel and unlist it.
Oh, no, you couldn't. But anyway, yeah, so just stuff like that. Yeah, there was a video I made for that. And then it's sort of like a community effort sometimes to make a guide. Like, it's not just you all the time. You get your friends in with it, you know. Like, hey, let's write a guide for this game. And you can write a full walkthrough. You can make that walkthrough entertaining by offering your own commentary in that. It's just fun to help people.
And it's kind of like that with MMOs too, because as new content comes out, nobody knows the strategy on it.
Mm-hmm. Especially in MMOs because
it's a community effort.
Right, and even in single player games, like on the Final Fantasy wiki, there's a lot of strategy guides. I regret to say I wrote one myself once, but then I deleted that.
Well, why'd you delete it?
Because it was very immature.
Oh.
It was very immature.
I remember you saying like you were kind of sassy in it.
I was very sassy.
If you don't go here, you're a freaking idiot.
No, I wasn't that bad. But anyway, I'm glad those days are behind me. But if you go on the Final Fantasy wiki, I don't bring up Final Fantasy a lot. It's where my guide experience resides. And there's a ton of really good guides, and each one has their own commentary on, like, you know, what they recommend. Because there are tons of ways to do different things in games. And
there is.
Yeah. So, I don't
It's
know.
not one answer.
our main point is strategy guides are good, and don't diss people who use them, because they're probably having just as much fun as you are using them without using them at all.
Yeah, because it's a very different experience, not a lesser experience. It's just a different one because
Right.
there's I kind of find a joy in just kind of like being told like step by step what to do.
Right, yeah, and that extends to even Let's Plays, because I've used Let's Plays as a walkthrough before. HC Bailey makes some really good Let's Play walkthroughs. They're really fun to watch, yeah. So
yeah, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for tuning in again and having this little discussion with us.
yeah, it was kind of just a discussion. That's what I love. I love these discussion-y pixel talks, Luke. Yeah, they're fun.
So what do you guys think of strategy guides? Like, do you have like any particular that stood out to you? Let us know down below.
Yeah, if you have a favorite strategy guide, post it. Or there's some bad ones, like the Kingdom Hearts 2 guide. It's pretty crappy.
Or was it?
It was pretty crappy. Yeah. All right. Take care, guys. See you next time.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye.